Welcome to Divinity 648. My name is Christina. I'm a high vibrational energy intuitive. I am doing the current energy update for Libra, regardless of your placement. One thing to know, regardless of your birth chart, everyone is influenced by every single zodiac sign at every given moment. Libra is receiving some generosity that they're not even aware of, or they weren't aware of up until this point. They are being asked to get back in touch with their tender side. They're being prompted to really go within and let themselves shine, right? Let themselves trust their intuition and be guided through this current transformative energy, this current change. There's a lot of protective energy when it comes to releasing karmic cycles, cutting cords. San Miguel, Archangel Michael's energies here, especially when it comes to releasing external influences that have been in fact influencing you in drastic ways. You are getting apologies because people who tried to stab you in the back, tried to manipulate you, tried to delay you, tried to block you, tried to cause you hardships, are realizing that this entire time you have in fact been in service, or you are in service now, presently. They're realizing that the things that they shunned you for, or the efforts that they put forward to block your path, no matter what they did, they couldn't get through to that because your gifts are from the divine. It's from your ancestors. And this entire time, there's been one specific individual amongst the entire crowd who's actually been watching you progress through your journey. And this person is starting to surrender, right? They're starting to surrender to their own obstacles. They're starting to surrender to their own hardships. They're starting to realize that you really are everything that you are claiming to be, right? Most of this Libra energy, if you are not already aware of it, then you are becoming aware of it, that either you have a very powerful person in your space, or you are in fact that person. So continue to take those baby steps that you're being called to do. Continue to trust your intuition. When it comes to love relationships, it's really important to loosen your grip, accept some apologies. There was external influences in play. Justice is definitely here. A lot of high vibrational energy when it comes to balancing out the scales. You're about to get communication from individuals who feel like you have attacked them, when in all actuality, they're going to be hearing and learning that the things that they're going through, the things that they're experiencing are in fact because of their past actions against you, things to cause manipulation, things to cause hardships, things to keep you trapped, trying to keep you from having the recognition that you should have received a long time ago, or they're coming to you letting you know that their mind is now clear and they can now see things throughly, and they were afraid to come through and give you that recognition because they didn't know how you were going to receive them. There was definitely foul play as far as trying to manipulate some emotions here, or someone stepped in and literally tried to take your happiness away, and basically what you did was you just leveled up. You leveled up. You stopped fighting it. You were ready for that new beginning. You were like, you know what? I'm trusting the divine. I'm trusting everything that is supposed to be mine, because I know what is meant for me is going to make its way to me, no matter who causes delays, tries to impose obstacles, burdens, whatever. The divine don't play that game. And if you are a chosen one, your path is protected. It is illuminated. Again, they may cause delays, they may cause some obstacles, but they can never stop anything that's meant to unfold. Because of the karmic energy here, there's some legal matters here. There's a lot of powerful energy in play. There's going to be a payout. There's going to be a reconciliation. This is a completely new cycle, fresh start, something that you almost abandoned because of the external influences that were in play. And it did have to do with a love interest or something that you're passionate towards. And they were coming in with this like low key, almost like that child who's been disciplined and they're trying to come back in kind of feeling. And now that just turns into something so much better, so much more powerful. And because of the way that things unfolded, the persons who played their roles, regardless of how toxic and karmic they are, because they played the roles that they played, that payout that's coming through, or that reward from the injustice that you have been experiencing, is going to actually put you in your person or your wherever that passionate energy is. Because for some people it's not a person, it's your money bag. For some people it's a business. For some people it's completely relocating. And for other people it's educational. But whatever it is, whatever they were doing, they pretty much like put themselves, my grandfather, God rest his soul, that's always here. He told me shortly after he passed, he's like, don't worry about nothing. And then I got to see people with their faces off, like no face, just the head. And they were digging and they were laughing and they were talking shit and they were like in that rhythm. And then they would keep going and they'd keep going. And then they, like flames, vibrate off of each other, bounce off of each other, and build each other's ego up, talking all that smack. And he was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let them dig, let them dig, let them dig. And then every now and then he'd come back and he'd show me the progress of how deep those holes were. And then he pointed out, do you see the nooses above their heads? Do you see them now around their neck? Do you see how deep that hole's getting? He kept saying, don't worry about nothing. Let them keep digging. And then he'd come back again and show me the new progress. And I'd still hear them laughing, but not talking so much shit. And then I'd hear it again. But then I noticed that the last time he came in with that energy, the shovels were down and their feet were the only things I could see hanging. And he's like, they fucking hung themselves. They dug their own grave. They hung themselves and they're about to be cut loose. Or the divine is cutting them loose, like you're done, like this is done, kind of energy. So that applies here too, somehow, some way. A lot of you are going towards a new commitment, a new beginning with someone. Some of you, you're not even going through the commitment phase. You're jumping, like not going through the dating phase. It's more like you're just jumping straight in. It's almost like you've known this person for an extended period of time. For some of you, you're moving right into that relationship. Others of you, it's coming to a close. It might even be more of a sense that you are turning your back on the decisions and the options that you had and focusing or giving yourself to a water sign or someone who might be very nurturing, loving, sensitive inside. And the tables are turning also, whereas this person could have been financially abundant, you are now financially abundant and well off, and you are now returning any and everything they have ever given to you. And not like, you helped me, so let me pay you back and get you out of my face. It's more like you were always there for me. Now I can't wait to again, earlier, you're being asked to step into that tender, embracing energy. So this is that flow where you're going to be kind of like really giving emotional abundance to this person. Without going into too much, because I am going to do the bedroom conversation before I head out. You guys, when it comes to the love life, there's no more fighting. You're done fighting. You're done chasing. You're done begging. You stopped being patient. It didn't matter who was throwing shade on you or this commitment or how much confusion there was. You just went within, trusted yourself, followed your path, and you are abundant for it. There is a resolution to this conflict within your love dynamic. Yes, you do have choices, but you're choosing that same person even though they probably don't deserve it. But that's even better, right? Because when the person doesn't deserve that chance and you give it to them anyway, they really do tend to pour themselves into you and do everything they can to make it up to you. And at least that's what I'm seeing here. Their initial intent was to just be the friend that they needed to be. And then when they realize that you are in fact this angel or this chosen one or this divinely guided individual who is in fact on top of their shit after all, they really got, like, they were blown away more than what they were before. Like, you probably had no idea how much this person was into you, and because of that, it scared the shit out of them, because they don't like to become vulnerable. They don't like to show feelings. They've been really hurt, really betrayed, really fucked with. They assumed you were going to be in that same energy. They really did take their time in getting to know you, watching you, stalking you. They were trying to set you up in certain situations to see how you would get through it, which was totally bullshit and deceitful, and they deserve all of that heavy feeling that they were getting because of it. A lot of people are dealing with anxiety. They're dealing with psychic attacks. No matter what they do, they can't get rid of these psychic attacks. They're not going to get rid of those psychic attacks. Not at all. And that's because your ancestors are kicking people's asses for crossing boundaries that they had no business crossing. And until they confess and they say why they did what they did and own what it is that they actually, channel and actually did, it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. That new, oh my God, I'm suffering, I'm having a panic attack, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong with me, why do I feel this way, why am I in conflict? You're in conflict because you sent all that shit out to different people, lots of people. Some of you just one specific person. A few of you, you did it to several people regarding one specific person, trying to block them from having any other new beginnings, blocking communication, blocking change. And that's your consequences. I've been saying it on the podcast morning messages. People who like to mess with other people's blessings and abundance and futures are going to be dealt with. Jamojah's here, Ra's here, Mayat is here, Kali came through, Oya came through. Of course, Alegwa's always here, but you've got ancestors who actually got tired of people playing games, and they were protecting their descendants and they were really guarding the shit out of them. But some things have to touch people, right? Some things have to hit you. Sometimes you have to get affected by the craft in order for your ancestors to defend you, avenge you, and honor you. Sometimes the craft has to affect you on a certain degree, so that way it's justified for the actions that are going to be following up eventually, right? And now that you have gone through that forced dark night of the soul, now that you've gone through forced miscarriages, now that you've gone through forced breakups and separations and financial restrictions and mental confusions and blockages and beauty spells and abundance spells and misfortune spells and conflicts and arguments and separations and isolations, now those apologies are coming in. And you know why they're coming in? Because those people aren't going to be relieved from any of the bullshit that they put you through until they own what they did and they apologize to you. And not some bullshit ass apology either. They're going to actually have to say what they did, why they did it, and then apologize, or they're not going to be relieved from any of it. That's right. We are in the year 2021. That is the vibration of 5. We are now in November. The master numerology number of 11. Very powerful energy. So everything is popping. It's that 55 energy, right? It's that cosmic consciousness energy. It's that divine energy, that mirroring effect. What you did, now you get to go through it. because it's like multiplication. Anything you times by 1 is itself, right? So now that's doubled. So anything you sent out gets bounced back to you tenfold, doubled. Probably for some of you even more so, because you didn't just stop with 1 spell. You didn't just stop with 2 spells. You kept it going and you kept it going and you kept it going. You tampered with people's food. You put stuff on people's cars. You left stuff on people's jobs. You went to people's businesses. You took people's, tampered with people's hair, right? You messed with people's face, their appearance, their hygiene, their mental health, their hormones. You did disgusting things to people because you're a horrible person. And if this is not you, this was done to you. So that's what I have for Libra, regardless of your placements. And I am about to do the bedroom conversation between you and your person. There's a lot of different energy here. You have to remember, there is three parts to every zodiac placement. So if you're a Libra, there's 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups of Libras. So depending on where you're at, where you were born, first quarter of the cycle, mid area of the cycle, and the end of the cycle of the Libra energy, that determines how this information is going to play out for you. For those of you who are in the first quarter of Libra energy, meaning it's probably your sun sign or your rising sign, it is very important for you to pay attention to the things that you have been going through, the things that you have been saying. It's time to get clarity. It's time to really step out of the box and reflect on some stuff, because you are probably the one that's been playing with some craft. You are the one that's been tampering with somebody's food. You tried to set somebody up. You tried to give somebody justice that wasn't deserved. And that's why you're going through the things that you're going through, and you're not coming out of it until you own your shit. For others of you who are in the middle of it, some of you have been in that mental conflict where it's probably not been so much the craft or the actual physical obstacles, but there is the need to apologize, or you might be receiving some apologies. More so if you resonate with High Priestess energy, or if you've been trying to launch a union with someone for a long period of time and you've gone through nothing but hardships since that person and you got really close, or since you it's almost like a missed opportunity. It's almost like you guys were about to enter union and then somebody threw craft down, and that person went back to their past, or a different person who was trying to be their everything, and now they're realizing that bitch wasn't shit. That person is getting their justice, right? Somebody's coming through, not so much to give you recognition, but to give you an apology, to clear your mind and give you that communication that you needed, because they do need to say they're sorry. And whether you want to forgive them or not, you need to kind of hear the apology out, because they really cannot get out of this karmic cycle, this karmic debt. They will not have peace until they apologize. So even if you don't want to hear them out, give them a chance to speak. If you cannot verbally say what needs to be said, send an email, send a text, send it through the mail, do something, as long as they get it. And again, even if you don't get a response, the fact that you actually made sure that apology made it to that person and gave them the opportunity to digest it, that's the only way you're going to start to get out of things. And depending on what you actually did and what the role was, will affect the way that you can get out and how you get out. It's almost like spiritual jail, right? Like my ancestors always tell me, don't worry about it. Don't ever do craft on anybody. Don't entertain that shit. When somebody attacks you, do a reversal, transmute that energy, cleanse your energy, purify your energy. Because this is literally like that volcanic energy in the Canary Islands. It's just, when that volcano launched, believe it or not, your ancestors launched, right? Go on YouTube, see when people started talking all that shit about ancestors popping up, ready to kick some ass, and then go Google when that volcano took off or it started rumbling, and you're going to see a very close proximity, right? Because it's almost like People were going through it, started calling on their ancestors. That thing started shaking. People really started calling on their ancestors. That thing started erupting. And then boom, everybody who ever did craft is now getting their ass handed to them on a fucking platter. And I think it's amazing. So Libra, I'm going to end this. Yes, you don't need to be patient at all when it comes to your love situation, because whether they're ready or not, they're coming through, and they're either coming through to apologize to you or they're coming through to give you a commitment. And you'll know who's doing what when it happens. I'm sorry, but I'm not telling everything, because we are all fine, regardless of your placement. So somehow, some way, this relates to everyone. So you're either apologizing or you're getting the apology. And if you are in service, you are fucking protected, and you're the one getting all the apologies. So be humble, be grounded, try to hear people out, even if you don't want to. I do see a love interest coming through, though, trying to apologize. I see a few. The one that you really love and really want to work things out with, the one that you hold on to, the one that you've been the closest with, that one is coming through very nervous, but kind of excited, but really nervous, but really excited to really start a new commitment with you on a different level now that that confusion is gone, right? It's almost like that confusion's gone, those obstacles are gone, they realize that they were wrong, they really fucked up, they're really sorry, they're really trying to close up all the other avenues that they're trying to clear out, but they've had obstacles. They've had obstacles. They've had obstacles. Not only are they getting hit with obstacles, but you're getting hit with hate that person kind of spells, like turn on them, hate them, don't forgive them. I want to see them miserable. If I can't have them, they can't have you kind of deal. All that stuff is going on. So you really want to stay grounded. Remember, you don't listen to what's going on up here. You only listen to what's going on down here, right? Your gut intuition is from your solar plexus to your root chakra, and that external influence is all up here, right? Not talking about the crown chakra. I'm talking about your mental space, right? When you're saying, my mind is always racing, I am getting all these negative things. First of all, the divine never talks negative. That's why when your intuition tells you take a left turn or don't go there, or don't do this, it's always that calm, loving, peaceful inner voice. Whereas when something crazy is going on, your mind is loud and obnoxious and can you believe that fucking bitch? I know that person did this. And that point you need to say, please remove external influences. Thank you for your opinion, but I will make my own decisions, right? So I'm going to end this 22 minutes, 8 seconds, and I'm going to do your bedroom conversation. I'm probably going to do that in 2 segments or maybe 3, because there really is 3 separate energies. And just again, for the really high vibrational energies of Libra, you are receiving generosity. You are being asked to show some compassion, embrace, be tender, give in a little bit, have peace, right? There's a lot of cosmic energy going on. San Miguel is in full force, protecting. He's got your back. He's watching your back. He's got you covered. Trust me. You are getting apologies because he's not letting anybody get away with anything. And those who kept sending you daggers to your back, those daggers got deflected. Those who kept trying to reattach those cords to you so they can keep sucking your energy and mimicking you, trying to embody the very core essence of you. You are in service. They will apologize. Some of them are very sick for what they did to you because the things they sent to you got sent back to them. You are ready for your mission. You are in service. You are doing what you are supposed to be doing. Keep trusting your inner guidance. Keep taking those baby steps towards where you need to be. And just remember, there's one specific person, maybe no more than 3, who've really been a part of your life and have literally watched all of this unfold. And they're sitting here like, holy fucking shit. So keep going, don't stop. For the other parts of Libra energy, just to recap, there's some type of a justice coming through because you've stayed in your higher power, you've stayed connected, you've stayed grounded. And if you're high vibrational, this would apply to you because you either already passed this or this is somehow, some way still affecting you. Because high vibrational energies receive all of that, right? Either being done to you or done to others by you. So for the other half of you, the second, there's a legality matter going on. Justice is ruling in your favor. You've been very patient. You've been very understanding. You're about to hear clear communication. You might not even know, but there might have been some disciplinary actions taking place behind the scenes. So when you go for your next court date, they're going to be like, we already know. We already reviewed this. We already found all this. We already had hearings that you don't know about on this. We've already adjusted things. This hearing does not need to take place. This is what our decision is. This is your settlement. This is their consequences. They're surrendering, all kinds of stuff like that. And again, this was just to block you from having recognition. This was to block you from seeing yourself as who you were. This was to stop you from having emotional fulfillment, not necessarily in a relationship, just in general. They just in general wanted to torture you, which is fucked up. So I'm kind of glad that the divine stepped in and kind of attacked everybody. And if this isn't happening to you, you were doing this to somebody else, and you better watch that ass. You need to apologize to some people. It's also new beginnings, new changes. We are in a new era. No more 3D physical. We only have physical realm. It's not third dimensional. It's now fifth dimension, right? So a lot of reconciliation, financial abundance, projects taking off, commitments really coming in close, unions, completions, confessions of emotional love, emotional praise, emotional desires. Somebody really wants to come through and apologize and tell you, I really love the shit out of you. I just had some mental blockages. I couldn't see you for who you were. I don't know why, but now I'm here and I'm seeing it and I'm sorry and I love you and I hope we can get through this. And again, others of you, this person's coming through like, man, I've been watching you this whole time, watching you unfold. I cannot imagine my life with anybody but you. And they're ready to map that out with you and start living that life with you. And you're probably going to hear about this before the next moon phase, probably during this moon phase, if anything. And then the third group of you, like the latest part of you, either you've surpassed all of that somehow, some way. You are standing in some very powerful energy, very powerful beginnings and blessings. This comes after sadness. Somebody's watching you, wishing they can come through to you and be with you, and they're worried that you won't accept them. They're actually really stuck in their emotions, worried that you won't accept them and forgive them. And I do see that you will forgive them. I do see that you being very generous towards them, loving towards them, because you do want to put an end to the hardships and the low vibrational petty type of communication. You do have choices. Your choice is to either be happy with this person or leave their asses out in the cold. The resolution is going to come through, and it does look like it's abundance. It looks like it's beautiful energy. So Libra, that's your reading. It is now 27 minutes, 15 seconds into it. I'm going to disconnect and start your bedroom conversation. If you want to book a private session with me, whether in office or remote, I'm available in office, Zoom, or audio. All scheduling is done online at divinity648.com. You have to book through the website. If you don't like the website, you can download the mobile app. You can book through the mobile app. Gift cards are available. They are all customizable. If there's a service you want specifically and you don't want it to just be loose money, just send me an email and I'll customize whatever you need me to do. There's also Divinity dollars available on the Hidden Gems store, which is also available at divinity648.com. Divinity dollars is basically gift card. It's a gift certificate, and what it does is it allows the recipient to spend that money either on services or in the shop, and however they want, as long as it's within my business. So enjoy your rainy, if you are in my area, day. I love the rain. It is so beautiful. Stay grounded. Keep your energy clean. Very high vibrational energy, as I discussed in the morning messages on podcast, which is also available at divinity648.com.